Nearly half of female soldiers still failing new Army fitness test, while males pass easily. Women, you need to man up already. You can do anything a man can do, but better. Biology is just a social construct. Why won't you man up? Why are you being so lazy? Do better. More than 7 months after the official launch of the Army Combat Fitness Test, or ACFT, nearly half of female soldiers are still falling short, even after they lowered the bar. With enlisted women struggling the most, military.com has learned. The data again raises questions about whether the Army's attempts to create a fitter force is creating more barriers to success for women. Nah, let them all in. What's the worst that can happen? Cut the test out completely. Just let anyone in. Internal Army figures from April show 44% of women's failed the ACFT compared to 7% of men since October 1st. Wow. So there's still a few soy boys applying to the military, huh? Female soldiers continue to lag male soldier scores in all events, according to the United States Armed Forces Command briefing obtained by military.com. All right, it's time to put an end to this insanity. I mean, seriously, let's do some real talk for a second. Let me be serious. Like, all joking aside, enough with the excuses. Enough with pretending like it's the institution that's keeping women down. Clearly, women are just too lazy to man up. We've been told time and time again, there's no difference between men and women. Biology is just a social construct. So the only reason I can think of for women failing the exact same test that the men take in greater numbers is they're just fucking lazy. They're just not trying hard enough. We're going to have to hold women to higher standards. If they keep failing these tests, why don't you just double their PT time? Make them work out extra hard to make up the difference, because clearly that's all it is they're just unmotivated and lazy. Forcecom data includes the results of 106,000 ACFTs taken in the first half of the fiscal year, current year. This amounts to 27% of women's and 36% of men in the force who also have scores logged into the Army's database, meaning the data could potentially be incomplete. Forcecom tracks 3,400 new fitness tests per week on average. The Army remains in a beta phase for the ACFT. Oh my God, if they keep going down this path, they will be beta forever. Until March of current year +1, scores on the test will not affect soldiers' careers. Officials have said they may implement additional changes before then, including gender-specific standards. That's right. Once again, let the women just get the easy way out. This is why they're failing in greater numbers. They know that you're not going to let it happen. It's like, oh shit, the women can't compete. They're too lazy. They're falling behind. Oh, I know. Let's just lower standards for him again. The most difficult event for both male and female soldiers is the 2-mile run, with 5% and 22% failing, respectively. The run must be completed within 21 minutes. Okay. As someone who used to do a 6-minute mile, I'm actually kind of laughing at this. It's like, what kind of man who believes they are physically fit enough for the military can't run 2 miles in 21 minutes? Not even trying, I could easily do a 15. While previous Army fitness tests, 2-mile run actually had a more challenging minimum passing time for most age groups, the ACFT's run takes place after 5 physically draining events, adding another level of difficulty. Bullshit. When I was in fucking high school, I actually took multiple PE classes because I had all my credits taken care of, so I took the classes I actually wanted to take. So one time I had like one PE class after another, and they both did the mile run on like the same day, one after the other. And I was still like well in the top 5 to 10% on the second one as well. Like, this is no excuse. Now, I know some of you listening might be thinking, like, well, I'm not all that fit. I can't do that. We're not talking about random civilians here. We're talking about military personnel. These are the people who should be fit enough to manage this easily. They have no excuse. So the failure rate by event for men: deadlift, less than 1%. Standing power throw, less than 1%. Hand release push-ups, less than 1%. Sprint drag carry, less than 1%. Leg tucks, 2%. And the 2-mile run, 5%. 95% plus of them still pass everything, so that's good. Then the failure rate for women's: deadlift, 6%. Man the fuck up, women. Standing power throw, 15%. Hand release push-ups, 2%. Keep in mind, unless I'm misremembering, they're allowed to do their push-ups on their knees as well, which is why this one has such a smaller failure rate. Sprint drag carry, 12%. Leg tucks, 22%. 2-mile run, 22%. Oh, what a disaster. I'm actually glad that the military is getting more and more automated, because if these people were on the front lines fighting, we would be doomed. The pass rate for WAMMONs is up 12% from last year, yet enlisted WAMMONs continue to struggle the most with a 53% fail rate. Female officers have only a 23% fail rate, but that's still significantly higher than the fail rate of men, enlisted or officer. Yes. So instead of blaming the test and blaming the system, because this is the same test the men have to take, why not put the blame where it belongs, on these lazy-ass women? Tell them to man up or get out of the military. The data attributed most of that progress to a change in late March that added a 2-minute plank as an alternative to leg tucks. Oh, God. And still they failed at 22%. Forcecom found 22% of WAMMONs failed the plank, a substantial decrease from the average of 41% fail rate for the leg tuck. The pass rate for men went up by 1%. So the fail rate went from 3% to 2%. So average scores, 360 needed to pass, 600 is the max. For WAMMONs, enlisted, pass rate 47%, average score 343. Seriously, what is wrong with you women? Do you not take this seriously? Like, you realize your lives are going to be on the line, right? Get your shit together. So NCOs, pass rate 65%, average score 363. Officers, pass rate 77%, average score 389. At least the officer women take it relatively seriously. Warrant officers, pass rate 71%, average score 370. And now compare that to the men. Enlisted, pass rate 90%. Wow, that is actually way lower than I thought it would be. It must be the soy boys. Like, it must be all the soy. That's what's dragging the men down. So average score 461, considerably higher. NCOs, pass rate 95%, average score 478. Officers, pass rate 97%, average score 500. And the 3% that failed are probably in their 60s. So warrant officers, pass rate 96%, average score 454. Come on, women. You can do anything a man can do, but better while wearing high heels and pregnant. So why don't you prove? When are you going to finally start showing us how it's done, huh? We keep getting told you can. When are you finally going to prove it, though? The ACFT, as part of the Army's overall physical readiness program, continues to evolve, reduce injuries, and empower soldiers to perform basic soldier tasks, a Forcecom spokesman told military.com in a statement Monday. The ACFT is in a transitional period. The data already shows that the ACFT is a better measure of a soldier's ability to successfully complete combat-related warrior tasks and battle drills. So what's that say about all these lazy women that refuse to man up? It's difficult to overstate how crucial fitness scores are in the Army are, particularly in combat arms units such as the infantry and the cavalry. Yeah, people are laughing. It's like, oh, they still have a cavalry? It's like, yeah, armored cavalry. Tanks. High and perfect fitness scores can open opportunities for schools such as Air Assault and Ranger School, which greatly improve the odds of promotion, and also much higher risk, and you get burnt out. And good physical fitness scores can quickly snowball into career progression. While the majority of WAMMans are passing the tests, very few of them can get perfect scores. Only 66 female soldiers scored 500 points or higher, compared to, get this, 31,978 males. A score of 600 is the max. 66 women, almost 32,000 men. When will we finally hold these women accountable for their failures? Like, they're clearly just too lazy to put their best effort in. The ACFT's impact on WAMMans has caught the attention of lawmakers. Last year, Congress passed a measure halting the implementation of the test until an assessment independent of the Pentagon is complete on its impact on recruiting and retention. Until March of current year +1, when the Army still plans to make the ACFT scores official, Sergeant Major of the Army Michael Grinston is urging as many soldiers as possible to take the test and log scores into the Army's database so leaders can make final adjustments. The 7th Infantry Division and the 101st Airborne have the most recorded tests, with 77 and 75% of troops, respectively, having results logged in the system. The 1st Cavalry Division and 3rd Infantry Division are the smallest proportion of soldiers with recorded scores, 41 and 38%, respectively. Both of those divisions, however, have had recent rotations abroad. Yeah, when you're actually fighting a real war overseas, taking these bullshit tests is like the lowest thing on your priority list. That makes perfect sense. But before we end this, I just want to bring up all these politicians who keep interfering. Let's have a chat with these politicians. Like, oh, we got to make these tests easier so more WAMMans will pass. Oh, we need more WAMMans in them. Okay, that's fair. All of these politicians pushing for this need to have nothing but women assigned to their security detail. There are really good women out there when it comes to like being bodyguards. I've actually known one. They're extremely rare, but they're out there. But every one of these politicians who wants to gimp the military for diversity, they should have their own personal security filled exclusively with these people. We'll see how much they really mean what they say. We're going to find out real quick if we implemented that. So basically, it's never going to happen. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.